Good afternoon and welcome to the instructional handover video for this Burstner Eliseo C 642. I'm going to walk you around the outside first, then we'll take you on the inside. So it's based on the Fiat Ducato. We've got the Fiat alloys. We've got the manually folding mirrors that do electrically operate both top and bottom mirrors. Just for you there. Comes with a habitation step as standard, and we've also got the fuel awning, which again is part of the standard specification for this model range. Towards the back of the driver's side we've got the filler cap. So fresh water, it's blue, so this is where you put in the water to allow you to run your toilet, your boiler and your taps and showers within the vehicle. On the rear of the vehicle we've got high up a new mounted camera just under the brake light there, and then this has had a factory fitted tow bar fitted to the rear of the van. On the passenger side we've got an additional window. This is not standard, so as I say, it's an option. In here is where your toilet cassette can be found. So you lift up the handle, slide it out, and then when you're finished, pop it back in. To empty it, you just need to take off that cap, and on the top of the cassette you'll see that there is a little round button. That's what you use to release the vacuum, so it'll come out quicker. That's the cap that you remove. That does move around. We've got a handle and we've got wheels. When you're finished, just slide it back in and it should clip over that little button there. Please remember that your blade valve's got to be closed for you to be able to pull that back out of there. When you're finished, close it down and you've got a bulb lock just in that bottom bit. Below that you'll see there's a little sticker, and below that you'll see there's a little black peg. Now this little key here goes on that, and that just quarter turns to release your wastewater. So that's anything down from the shower area, from your sink taps, things like that. When you're finished, just remove it and close it, and then you're ready to drive off. So wastewater on this side, fresh water on the driver's side. Behind that we've got an opening window for the bathroom. We've got the vent for the heating system. So no cover for this one, it's a Truman one. Just make sure obviously you don't put anything near it. And then in front of that, as marked, we've got the electrical point. To remove the point, just push down on that little blue lever at the side. That will allow you to pull it out, and then when you're ready, just go off on your travels. In front of that, we've got the diesel point and the AdBlue point. So need your key, your Fiat key, to get into that. That one just opens and twists. The AdBlue counts down on your dash, and it's a 15-litre AdBlue container, so just make sure that you keep on top of that. Inside the vehicle we've got your engine battery, which is located under this panel here, and then under the seat we've got your main fuses, everything on that side of it, and that's under the passenger seat. And on here we've got a bonnet release catch, so that's just behind that door there. Remy's cab blinds are fitted to the side and the front. So the front ones we just pinch and they mate across with the one on the other side, and then just clip it back in place. These ones just slowly up and just clip back in place. Shouldn't need to force any of those. If you are, just make sure that nothing's sort of in its way and obstructing its path to close. Got points under here for drinks and storage in the side door pockets, and then we've got the bonnet release catch, so it can be found directly above the Burstner sign. There's a little yellow button. Just lift that up and that will release the bonnet. Inside here we've got screen wash to the left hand side, oil just there, negative point, and your positive point is just underneath this cap here, which you release with your key. Yeah, just close it, and that then allows you to drive off. So that's the outside done. Let's move on inside. So once we've opened the side door, I've set it up initially to show you the dinette to berth option. So this is an option that we've added. So you'll sleep crossways there. Yeah, there's two infill cushions and the base of that cushion there. So I'm going to do this step by step. So first of all, we're going to remove this cushion. Then that leaves this section here. So this section folds up, so lifts up, and this section, if I can do this slowly, just removes out of there and sits in between the two tables. So that sits in between the two tables. Yeah. And that's the section that you'll need to make up the bed. Now to store it, there's a little turnbuckle which holds that bottom support piece in place just there. We would then remove this second black cushion. Just pop this out of the way. You'd obviously put it underneath the beds. And then the table's in the lower position for you there. And then the table itself has two different points on it. So that's the shorter one to make up the lower bed, and that goes onto the lower rail. You just lift it up and that detaches from it. To make it longer, you push that larger section back into it. And then by lifting this up, it will allow you to release the table off there. That will give you your table set up for your everyday use. If you want to extend this table, you'll pull the lever down, and then that will spin the bottom section around like so to give you a larger preparation or dining area. Just pull the tag back down underneath and that will allow you to close that unit up. Also fitted in here, we've got two seat belts. The headrests adjust up and down, and behind it you will see that we have got isofix points just in the corner, just in here. Should you want to put child seats on there, it's quite easy to do so. So let's get on to the main controls. So the main controls can be found above the door, and just before I do close the door, we've also got a fly screen that's full width of that opening door. And then to close it off on the inside, pull that lever back down, and then that will close in place. This door is also fitted with a fly screen and a blind on there. Just pinch them together and pop them back down. So above the door, you'll see that there is an element to tell us that we are plugged into mains. When you are plugged in, that will flash up to tell you. To get the power working, we press that. Now as soon as you press that, it will run the pump straight away. So if you've not got your pump turned, your taps turned off, and what I mean by that is underneath here, say if you had that in the open position with the tap, then just clicking it there, so you'll see that it clicks off, clicks on. If you didn't have it clicked off, then it would run automatically as soon as you press that button. So just make sure that they're turned off, otherwise you will hear your taps running. Yeah, and you do that on all the two taps. So as soon as you lift it up, you'll hear the pump running. As soon as you close it down, you'll hear it stopping. Yeah. So that's when that button's on. These buttons then, if you press and hold them and go along, will give you your battery voltage in your leisure battery. Will give you if there's any water in, so it's currently empty because it's quite cold at the minute, in both your fresh and your wastewater. Yeah, and they'll just go up on a sliding scale. The light switches here do your light switches lower down and your outside light for your awning lights. To the left hand side of here, we've got your heating controls. Yeah. Now what I always do first of all on here is I always make sure I've either got the fuel turned on, in this case because it's fuel based, or the electric. If I've not got one or the other, then don't select it. But in this instance we could go for a mix option. So there's 5 options. There's fuel, so that's the diesel heating option. We've got mix 1, which is diesel and electric on 1 kilowatt. Diesel and electric on 2 kilowatt. Electric 1 kilowatt on its own, and electric 2 kilowatt. So for the purpose of this, let's just use our electric. So that's this option here. We scroll it back, we'll select the temperature that we want it inside the vehicle. So anywhere between, I think it's 5 degrees, or off, sorry. It starts at 5 and then it will go all the way up to 30. So you just turn the wheel until you're happy with the temperature and select it like that. Now it'll start flashing until you decide, until the vehicle decides that it's up to temperature, and the temperature little thermostat is just to the right hand side of the control panel. When we've selected the temperature that we want in the vehicle, in this case I don't want any water at the moment, I've selected the source, so electric. If I select again, this is the fan speed. So we've got eco, which is low, high, which is high. And then if we select high and have that running for approximately 3 or 4 minutes, it will then allow us to select the boost option. Now, in the cold conditions that we're in at the minute, I would always tell you to go for mixture of fuel and electric to get you up to temperature as quick as possible. Now once you've done that, and you could use that just like that, if you were going out for the day and you didn't want to put water in there, then that's perfectly fine. Yeah. If you want to put water in, then you put it in from the driver's side where I've shown you. And the other thing to remember, at the back of the vehicle here, behind this cushion, is the filler point. Now I'll show you this in a minute, but you must make sure that that drain valve is closed. Now the way that I've got it set up at the minute is just to show you how that bed formulates when we're stowing away. So I will come back to that on the video, the drain point for your fresh water, which is in that back corner there. If you wanted to put the water on, so you press the button again, you flick it over to the thermostat, and you would select either Eco, which is generally 40 degrees, Hot, which is generally 60 degrees, or a Boost option. Now if you select Boost, it will take all the power away from the blown air heating to get the water up to temperature, and vice versa. If you select it on the blown air heating, it will take it away from the water. If you simply want to select it to be equally efficient on hot and high, there would be your two options. You can see as soon as you turn it on, it will come above the line, and in this case I want to turn it off because we've no water in. That's what you need to do there. When it flashes, it's getting up to temperature. When it's stationary, it will stop. Once you've finished doing that and you want to turn off the unit, press and hold the middle button and it will come up with an off sign. Always make sure you turn it off before you unplug your electric on that side of it. And again, if you're selecting the electric, make sure it's plugged in before you do it. The other thing to remember on the boiler is the frost protection valve. And this is nice and neatly located in this cupboard under here. This is the valve here. Now, when you filled up your fresh water and you turn your taps on to hot, it will pull it from the fresh water to the boiler. If you don't put this valve in the right position, then it will simply just drop straight out of the vehicle. And that's the position where it would drain, in the vertical position. Flick it down, and it doesn't matter whether it's facing towards the back or the front of the vehicle, that will allow the boiler to fill up of water. So you must do that. Close your drain valve on your fresh water, shut that boiler valve, and that will allow you to fill up the boiler and allow you to then pull it through on your taps by turning it to the hot until you get a steady stream. Once you've got a steady stream, then you can go to them buttons on the control panel, and that will allow you to fill up the unit nice and easily. Above that, we've got the main breakers. Yeah, so this is like an RCD box that you have at home. Left hand side up here is your test button. So if you ever ring in to one of our technicians or to one of our sales staff and we say, just check the test button, that's to the left hand side, just there. On the heating, you'll have heating ducts, which are noted around an event there. You can move these and close these to regulate the heating in different positions. Yeah. Also in the front area, you've got a main socket underneath the table, and we've got a little storage compartment just underneath there as well. So plenty of little storage pockets we'll see when we're walking around the vehicle. The cooking units give you some measurement sides. Please heed these because it does help to stop the worktops from being damaged. Again, it tells you not to hang anything over it, and you've got your buttons here depicting left and right, and an igniter for you there. Please let it cool down before you close it as well. And to the right hand side of it is the tap. Sink plug just in the bottom there. And then at hot and cold, just turn it to the left for hot and the right for cold. When you're finished, just pop that down, and then that closes nice and neat. 12 volt charging point and the mains point can just be found there, and two light switches for both front and rear light areas. This one above here, just press it and that one comes on and off there. All the cupboards around the vehicle are all the same, so the push button, so press it in and then just lift it up. So they're the same all around the vehicle. Another couple of blank points just up there, and a USB point underneath, just there. The little round or dome shaped silver items here are for the home lights. Yeah, so that there's two at the front and two at the back. Next to the entrance door, down below, we've got the step switch, so that would retract or put the step out. We've got some storage compartments. We've got an on-off switch for the lights in that area. And then we've got the extender piece there. To get that down, just pinch it, and that goes flat above. In the cupboard areas, again, push fits, slides out. You've got all the pack and manuals that generally come with the Burstner vans from factory. Things like pigtail, home lights. So these are the home lights. So we've got 2 of these in here. Generally come with the vehicle. We've got here some little clips for the little clips up there, and some areas for your utensils. Gas isolation valves for both your boiler and your cooker. Oh, sorry, your oven and your cooker, just there. So these currently are in the working position. Yeah. When you're moving off, just make sure you've closed them. Do have a soft close, and then just push each of the buttons in. So further back, we've got another storage area here. Underneath, and that above that is the Thetford oven. So we've got a light. Just press it at the top. Got the igniter, and we've got your temperature gauge there. Opens towards you, just there, and then closes and clips back in. So that's your oven. Above that, we've got the fridge, just there, and this turns on at the top. Press and hold, and that gives you your options just above. You can then cool it down. If you want to do that, you've got a night mode on there, and we've got your fridge and freezer compartments just in there. Plenty of storage pockets, and to turn it off, you just press and hold that button there. Bathroom. So currently at the minute, I said on the outside we've got the window. This is hidden behind a little screen here so that the blinds don't get damaged, because you've got blinds and you've got fly screens on this. To open it, just press them down and open it up. Close it just like so, and then slide that back across. You've got your tap here, which can be used as an external shower point, and there's a holder just here. We've got a towel rail holder and a ventilation. So the vent above, just clip that down, press that up, and press that up. That will give you ventilation. You can either have it up one way or both ways. Push it together and pull it back down, and then that closes back up. To use the toilet, you swing the door around nice and gently. Just make sure the tap's in the right position, and then that locks just in place there. The toilet, we've got the flush button just there, and we've got an indicator to tell you when it is full. I mentioned at the beginning of the video about the blade valve, and that is the valve just in there. The switch to move it is just here. So if you pull it towards the front, it will open up. Push it back, it will close, and it's got to be in the closed position. Yeah. So that's how you do that. We've got a light switch just under there for the bathroom area, so just remember where that's located, guys. I see that being a question that we're going to be asked. Just located underneath there. That will turn off the lights for the bathroom area. Towel hook there, and again, storage compartment with a press stud, so make sure that that's in place. The door itself, just concertina along, and will magnetise just into there. I would advise you to have that closed when you're travelling along. Cupboard departments again, open, and the press studs just there. These little pockets will be really service points for us to get access to, or people to get access to should you need it. We've got a USB point, more light switches, and we've got another mains point. Good little storage pocket just above here, and then again 2 more opening points just here and here, and again wardrobe just in that compartment just there. The blinds at the back will just lift up, and then you can separate by pushing it. That will then go back down and lift up, and again they will open outwards. To get out the back doors, we'll just pull the lever. That will open the back doors. Again, be careful if there's anything on the bike rack. Make sure you remove it from the tow bar first, and that will give us access to the outside. In here we've got another 12 volt socket low down, and we've got accessibility to storage underneath there. That is your toolkit that's supplied from Fiat. You may want to put this in a smaller item. And there we are, closed up again. So you'll see that there's a piece on the bed here. Where does that go? Well, this is your little infill section that goes onto the two black sections either side here. Now, a bit difficult for me to do with the camera, so I'll do it step by step again. And that's to give you access up, or to keep the belongings in the garage secured for transit. And there we are, located in place, just there. You'll see there's also some tie-down fittings that come with it, anchor points, and that's to allow you to tie down anything in the back area. So on this side here, you'll see that there's a couple of bits holding this partial shelf up. We've got the strap on this side, so just behind here, which goes onto there to hold it up. We've also got a little toggle which needs to be pushed down to pull, and we've also got a section here that will just need pushing in, and that will allow this section to come flush to make the bed up. Again, I'll do this in stages for you. So how it will work is it will come down first of all, so that that sits flush. This bit then wants lifting up and sitting on the little plinth that sits along there. Just like so. So that sits flush, and then that bit there sits along. Well, I've got the opportunity, so I've put it back, so you get, again, going back, slots into there and into there. And while I've got this option with it up, let's show you the freshwater tank. So the freshwater tank can be found under here. And to empty it and close it, it's this black valve here. So turn it anti-clockwise to empty it, and clockwise to fill it up. Yeah, you can fill it to 20 litres or 100 litres. You've got an accessible point in there to clean the tank if you want it, and then the other things are the overflow and the sensors. To gain access into that, you remove this little panel here, and to get that back in, the best way I found is you just take a little bit of pressure off this little fitting, so button in, and then it will slide in nice and neat for you. Okay, so the bed cushions are shaped. So the left hand side, as you're looking from the front to the back, has a little curve to make you be able to open them back doors. We've got the thinner one in the middle. We've got the right hand side on the side as you're looking at it, and then a little infiller one to make this bigger. And again, you can see then that the step is used to gain access up into there. Above this area, we've got the hecky. So to open it, press the button down and open it up. To close it, make sure it's over that little dome there. And on here we have a blind and a fly screen that's fitted to it. Yeah. The one at the front is similar, with a blind and a fire screen, but you've got a winding handle to open that one. And then we have an optional sky roof light on here, which allows you then to open it as well, to let the air in. There's 3 points on here, or sorry, 5 points. They've added a little bit more for this year on here, and then that opens. Turn the wheels and that will hold it out in place, and then pull it back down, click it in place. Please don't drive with this open, it will cause you problems. And that's that front area just there. Cab area, we've got the new cab, so it's got the steering wheel controls, it's got the new interface unit in the middle. Just start it up and then we can show you what that looks like. So just here, that is built in, as you can see, with the reversing camera, just like so. We've got the air conditioning, the new 9-speed gearbox. So been out a couple of years now, but this has kind of changed the way that the modern gearbox and automatic is seen. We've got hill descent, traction plus, a mute button or a volume button, and then we've got drink holders lower and bottom, charging point, and then media points just in there. Passenger airbag and glove box can just be found there, and we've got your diffusers just there. This pulls up, been around again for a few years, Put your phone or your tablet in there if you wish. Just locks back in place, just like so. And I mentioned at the start of the video, we've got mirror, and so you can slide it from left to right, up and down with the bottom ones. We've also now got the electronic handbrake option. So that's found just there. Stop, start, turn off buttons there, fog lights just on there. The windscreen wipers can just be found to the right hand side, and on the left hand side you have got your lights, indicators, things like that. We've got the new digital dash, so again a bit of getting used to if you've not had one before, and we've got the lock and window buttons just on the driver's side. So I hope you find the instructional video useful. We look forward to hearing your feedbacks and your comments, but most importantly we hope you enjoy your new motorhome. Thank you.